squat with a 2-second pause. Before we go over that, let's just go over setting up in the back squat position. So when I'm setting up in the back squat position, I want to line up right into the middle of the barbell. So I'm trying to line my sternum up straight with the barbell. Okay, so I'm stepping up and I got my sternum lined up right in the middle of that barbell. So once I know I have that position, all I'm going to do is duck underneath, and I'm going to put that barbell right on the meat of my upper traps. Okay, so right at the top of my shoulders there, right where you got a decent amount of meat where it's not on your neck, but it's also not too low on the shoulder blades. Okay, so what you're going to do, line up to the middle, duck underneath, get that on the meat of your shoulders, stand up, and then you'll start to walk it out. Okay, so once you have this barbell on the meat of your back, you're going to take that and you're going to pull it down into your traps. Okay, so now I'm pinning that barbell. It's not just kind of loosely sitting there. I'm pulling it down. I'm going to try to get my elbows to point down. If you got to have it out slightly, that's okay. Just try not to get into this position where it's really going to roll forward on your neck. Okay, so that's the start position of the barbell back squat. I got that on the meat of my upper traps. I'm pulling it down. I have a nice sturdy position. I'm going to set my feet up about shoulder width. I'm going to point it out slightly, okay? So from here, I'm going to make sure my abs are tight. I don't want to get into this hyperextended position before I come down to squat. I also don't want to look up. That's just going to feed up into that hyperextended position, okay? So I want to think rib cage is down. I'm flexed. I'm actually starting out with as if I locked out one rep where I'm squeezing my glutes and I'm squeezing my abs, and I'm just looking straight forward. I'm going to try to look straight forward the whole time, but I'm going to keep my head neutral. So wherever my torso goes, so if my torso starts to kind of lean forward, my gaze is going to be slightly towards the ground as well, okay? The most important part is I'm keeping my head neutral. I'm not lifting up the chin at all, okay? So those are just a few things to think about as far as basics go for the back squat. From here, I'm just going to push my hips back. I'm going to load my hamstrings up. Everything's braced. I'm going to push my knees out to the bottom of the squat. 1, 2, come up, lock it out. I'm going to try to make it so if someone was standing in front of me, they could see the logo on my shirt, and I'm not dumping forward like that. So you should be able to see the logo the whole time. I don't necessarily have to have a vertical torso like the front squat, but I do want to keep my chest slightly up. So that's hips back, knees out, chest is slightly up. 1, 2, push to the floor, stand up. I'm locking it out by squeezing my abs, and I'm squeezing my glutes as hard as I can.